In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to declare the variables that you will need for your calculator. So I'm going to go into and look at the code of my calculator, and I'm going to declare what is called three instance variables. Now, instance variables are declared right under the class statement, actually after the opening curly brace, and they can be referenced anywhere inside the class. So I'm going to start with the word private, and then I'm going to declare three variables. Now, two of them are going to be variables that are basically going to store the values of the first number the user entered and then the second number the user entered for the computation. And then you're going to use those values once the user hits the equal sign. And then also you need to have a string variable that's going to keep track of what kind of operation the user had chosen after they entered the first number. So let me do this. I'm going to say private num or private double. Okay, and then double is a decimal type variable, and we'll call them num1 and num2. And then we're also going to make a string variable, and that's going to be called operation. Okay, so that's, well, actually, let me do op chosen instead. All right, so what happens? Well, whenever the user clicks on one of the operation buttons, and those operation buttons being multiply, add, subtract, divide, the exponent key, and those are the key ones, then we want to assign what's already in the screen. On the screen, that's going to be whatever's there when they click one of those buttons becomes the first number that's going to be used in the computations part of when the user presses equals. Now, the percent key, the 1 over x key, the plus minus key, and the square root key operate a little differently, because when the user clicks on one of those, if you think about it, the answer appears immediately. So hitting the percent key is going to just multiply what's ever there by 0.01. And 1 over x is just going to immediately find the reciprocal of what's in the display already. Same with the square root and the exponent key. And the plus minus key is simply going to multiply what's already in the display by -1. So those operate a little differently than the plus, minus, asterisk, divide, and the exponent key, which are the ones that I'm going to be working with now. So let me create the event handlers for the plus minus, as the multiply, the divide, and the power. Well, let's see, what should I call this? Let me call my exponent key, I'll call it to the power of button. So I'm going to rename it to the power of. All right. And let me make its event handler. Okay, so when the user clicks on one of those buttons, it's going to take what's already in the display, and it's going to make a double value out of it, and then assign that to num1. So I'm going to do num1 equals, and then it's, let's see, I think it's double dot convert. No, I think it's convert dot to double, and then lbl display dot text. So you might have asked, why can't I just say num1 equals lbl display dot text? Well, the reason is what's in the display is data that's string data. Okay, a double value is actually a numeric value. It's not the characters that represent the numeric value. That's the string form of it. So because C# is a strongly typed language, You can only assign actual numeric values to numeric variables. You can't assign string values, even if the string contains the characters for a number. So as a result, you call this little convert.toDouble method, and that converts the string into a number, which is a decimal value that can be stored in the num1 variable. And then the last thing we need to, right after that, we need to set the operator chosen. So I'm going to say opchosen equals add. You could have just as easily as said opchosen equals plus or opchosen equals sum. Anything that you're going to be able to reference when the user clicks the equals button, you're going to basically, your calculator is going to be able to check to see what value is being stored in this opchosen variable, and that's going to determine what operation it's going, or what arithmetic it's going to do. So in the -1, I'm going to say subtract. So I just copied and pasted those two lines of code. And then in the multiply one, I'm going to say multiply. And then in the divide one, I'm going to say divide. And then lastly, in the exponent one, I'm going to say raise to the power. Okay, so if you run the program right now, you'll notice that nothing is going to change on the screen because we didn't write any statements that changed on the screen yet. So let's see. So if I do, you really can't see that anything's happened. So if I want to do, let me clear it, and let's say I want to do 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. So if I'm entering it on my calculator, I would do 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not what I want. I need the screen to clear right after they press that operator button so that the screen will be ready for the next character or the next number. So let me go back out, and I'm going to add one line of code after the two that I've added already to the operator buttons, and that is going to be lbl display.text equals set of quotation marks with nothing in between, and then a semicolon afterwards. So since it's an assignment statement, and all assignment statements end in semicolon with a semicolon. Okay, now when I run it, I should see the screen clear. Yep, it did clear. All right, great.